What if, ladies and gentlemen, today I told you that anyone here who was born on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday was free to leave right now. Also, they'd be given the most central parking spots in the city and the biggest houses. They would get job interviews before others who were born later in the week, and they'd be taken first at the doctor's office no matter how many patients were waiting in line. If you were born from Thursday to Sunday, you might try to catch up, but because you were straggling behind, the press would always point to how inefficient you are. And if you complained, you'd be dismissed for playing the birthday card. I shrug. Seems silly, right? But what if on top of these arbitrary systems that inhibited your chances for success, everyone kept telling you that things were actually pretty equal? Jodi Picoult. My culture, my race, my identity. Hello, my name is Madison Grace Hesselink. Personally, I believe culture is the ethnic origin in which one identifies themselves, in contrast to where one physically lives. Culture is very important to the way we function in a society because it is important to have different views and opinions on things. If one does not feel connected to their culture, then they could have the feeling of loss of identity and be unsure of who they are. Sometimes when we know our culture, it helps us to understand who we are and why we look how we do and speak how we do. This helps one to be more confident. Having a shared set of beliefs can bring a community together to feel more unified. Who am I? Daughter. Athlete. Sister. Female. 5'7". Both my parents are educated. Family. English. White. More specific? Daughter of an immigrant. Athlete in the small community of Mapleton, Ontario. Sister of 2. Straight female. 5'7", the height of the average female woman. Both my parents have university-educated backgrounds. Part of a nuclear family. English, I speak it fluently. White. Privileges? What are the privileges of a second-generation immigrant? While I was considering this, I read on about all the privileges white people are granted with that we don't even really think about. For example, I'll never have to worry about not finding a bathroom that does not allow my race inside, or someone won't hire me because of my skin color. There are some things that white people are privileged with that we can't even help. We just have the luxury, and there are things we will never be able to understand, such as the struggle of racism with African Americans faced and still do face. I came over on a boat from Europe when I was 5. My brother was 7. That's my mom. She was born in Yugoslavia, and her parents, my Bak and Deda, are Serbian and Croatian. Mom only speaks Serbian, so she went into school not knowing any English. They had to learn English quick because did they really have a choice? You're in Canada now, Mom. You can't exactly live here and not speak it. My mom's parents went to Mohawk College to learn more fluent English. Her mom already knew some because her parents were both teachers and spoke 5 languages each. But in order to get a job, my Bak would have to learn English a lot more fluently. My dad has struggled a lot with getting a job because they had to learn English first and be fluent, so he went to school and worked full-time. They never bought a house, but they rented one. Eventually, they moved around through different neighborhoods as my mom's parents made more money, moving through 6 or 7 schools before attending high school. As they settled and worked hard in Canada, they eventually gained more privileges. My dad's parents came over from the Netherlands, and my dad grew up in the small town of Moorfield. He was raised on a farm, and things were a little bit easier. My blonde hair, long legs, and love for soccer and running are an easy giveaway of my Dutch background and my extremely extrovert personality, as well as short temper and charm, which I inherit from my mom's side, are pretty easy giveaway of my Serbian background. Part of my culture, I am raised by the society and community I grew up in, although I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my mom and how she was raised, or for my dad and how he was raised. A lot of how they raised me, including my mannerisms and character traits, are based off of how they were raised, and it's been passed down to myself. This also includes how I portray myself and the way I talk. I would identify myself through my family and my heritage, not the community which I have grown up in, because even though things have been easy for me, things had not been easy for my family before I came along. We can't judge people by the color of their skin or say they have white privilege because they are white, because we don't know their story or their struggle of how hard things may have been for them. Although, as Jodi Picoult says, things aren't that equal, and especially for African Americans. First-generation immigrant, that's my mom. Second-generation immigrant, that's my dad. White privilege? My parents' families worked very hard so that my sisters and I could have more privileges than they were able to have. Their struggle was to find a safe, affordable place to live in Canada, keep a job, learn English, make money. Who's my mom? Daughter. Athlete. Sister. Female. 5'7". Both parents are educated. Family. Even though she has many of the same white privileges as me, she grew up with a much more difficult lifestyle and had to fight so much harder than I will have to. But here we are. I'm not black and you are not white, and I'm not just a daughter and you are not just a 5'7" female and your parents didn't just go to university, and we are not just another statistic. My culture, my race, my identity. Hello, my name is Madison Grace Hesslink, and this is who I am.